Alright, bro. I'm here with Mike Vlasaty. And just a quick question, bro. What do you think about polyamory?
You know, I think it's pretty cool until somebody gets pregnant or gets an STD.
Yeah.
It can be very time consuming. Because a lot of energy can be, because then you have to like kind of spend all your energy on one person over and over. Let me back this up. Switching on and off with different people, you would have to spend a lot of energy getting to know that person, letting them get to know you, and if you're switching on and off, they're not as dependable.
Right.
I think they're not as dependable people. They're more like a friend,
right,
than somebody than like a family.
I see.
Difference. But I see benefits when you meet more people. You have different interactions. You enjoy different people in different ways.
Yeah.
But it's a challenging because people are going to get jealous, and so you have to deal with that. That's a lot of energy. When you get older, it's going to be harder for you to find mates. I mean, yeah, and you're, it's slim pickings. So maybe you could get away with that when you're young. But I don't know.
But older, you'd rather just have that one secure partner.
Yeah, because then you're secure and you depend on that person, and and it's reliable. That person's more reliable. You can, you know what to expect. If you keep on switching with people, and unless you're really good at keeping everybody in one thing, like the people that got multiple wives and everything,
like Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, that might be good. That you could spend time with all the wives, but you could really only spend you can only really do, talk to one person at a time.
Okay, next question, bro. What are your thoughts on not masturbating and doing no-fap?
Oh, man. Well, I know you've been doing it for like 2 years.
Let's keep this on you.
Oh, okay. I definitely, I tried it for 2 weeks and I was like, didn't feel anything different. I was like,
you did no-fap, no masturbation for 2 weeks?
Yeah, and I didn't feel anything different with it. Actually, you kind of just go in your sleep. I know you're talking about that too. Yeah, you just go in your sleep. And I was like, well, what's the point? At least I can clean up better. You have to clean your bed sheets and everything like that. So it's not, I don't know.
Good question.
But I am exploring it. I do think it has some value because I think people use that to as a distraction for things that they need to do, like procrastination. They're like, I'll just beat it instead.
Yeah.
Because it's a high. It's like a drug effect. And people,
right.
I can see how people get wrapped up in it.
And
it's time consuming.
Yeah. So, would you say you currently masturbate one time a week?
Definitely
more than that. Twice a week?
Oh, just say it.
Okay, so we'll say between 2 and 7 times a week.
Yeah.
2 and 7 times a week. Good to know. And next question, though. This has to do with nutrition. What are your thoughts on taking special herbs and stuff for detox?
Detox?
Like, would you recommend taking herbs for detox?
Well, Dr. Greger, Nutrition Facts Editor, did a video talking about broccoli and how that can speed up your liver, detoxing caffeine and things like that.
Okay, so you wouldn't necessarily recommend an herb, but more just like a food?
Yeah, a food, but it can only do so much. If you're eating crap and you think a little herb or broccoli is going to save you, it's more like what you're taking in that's the problem. The body can detox almost everything.
Okay, next question.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on taking special herbs or tinctures to get stronger? Like natural herbs.
There's a lot of interesting studies out there, peer-reviewed studies, and I try these things and I don't feel anything different with them.
Like what? What are 3 things that you've tried?
I tried fenugreek, and I did that for like months. Fenugreek, and I didn't feel anything different. And I jog all my what I do every day for my weightlifting, and I didn't see any crazy improvement like what the study said, where you go up like 100 pounds on your leg press, or 50 pounds on your squat and bench. So
fenugreek. What else?
I tried ashwagandha.
Yeah, you took a bunch of that powder.
I tried ginseng, that probably everybody knows about. I'll just name all of them. There's rhodiola, and that's supposed to help with people with altitude sickness. They're actually using that for astronauts to help them combat, altitude sickness.
And how about maca?
I tried it once and I didn't like the taste of it, and I didn't feel anything different with it.
And how about chocolate?
Chocolate, I have no effect with that. So I seriously, I didn't eat it for like 4 or 5 years, and I took like a big half cup because I thought I wanted to see how bad the stuff was.
Yeah.
And I tried it, and I didn't feel any different with it.
And how about smelling salts?
Smelling salts? People use these smelling salts before they lift something, and it kind of makes you you want to get away from the stuff, and that's how it gets your adrenaline going. But after a while, if you don't do it like sporadically, your body, you mentally just get used to it.
Right.
It smells bad, but it's like, it's not that bad where, it's like smelling cat piss.
All right. And in the last 2 questions here. What do you like about a fruit-based diet? What do you like about eating just raw vegan? What are the benefits you found since eating raw vegan?
Well, I've always had a sweet tooth. I think everybody has a sweet tooth. And I've been trying to stop myself from eating cookies and brownies and stuff. I'm like, I can only eat so many brownies. But with fruit, you can just eat as much sugary rich fruits as you want. There's a limit to it. But you can eat a ton of fruit.
There's a limit how? What's the limit? You just get full?
Your fullness, satiated. You don't want to eat past, satiation when you're just feeling lethargic.
Right.
I think you can definitely overeat.
But you'd have to be consciously trying to overeat, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and
okay.
You'll feel sluggish if you eat too much.
And
there's a limit to it.
Okay, so that's the benefit of a fruit diet. You can really just eat a lot and really enjoy it. Now, tell me the difference between eating cooked food and eating raw food for you.
Please report it ahead.
With there's a thing. Okay, it's more like, it's not so much the cooking aspect, but the things that you eat that you can cook. You have to cook certain things to eat them. For grains, like whole grains, I was having a lot of issues before this diet, and actually this is one of the reasons why I stick to it, is because grains have this insoluble fiber, and actually can be really sharp to your intestines. And I was eating this cereal called kashi. I was eating every day, and I thought I was doing the best thing, whole grain everything, whole grain bread. And then I was going to the bathroom, I was bleeding.
Because it was cutting you up.
Yeah, it was cutting up. It's like almost like barbs in you. Some of the grains, the whole grains. And actually, you got to be very careful, because that stuff can rip you apart inside, literally. And Doug Graham, in the 80-10-10 book, he said it was like almost eating like broken glass.
So that's with hard to digest stuff like that. How about something soft, like, I don't want to name certain foods, but softer cooked foods? How do you feel on those versus like a soft banana smoothie?
Well, I think they're good. They're better than the hard grains and things like that. I notice a bad taste in my mouth the next day if I eat like beans that are like cooked, like lentils and stuff. I get a very bad taste in my mouth if I eat too much of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I would say that taste in my mouth, it's worth it for me not to eat it.
And for you, is it easier to overeat on cooked food than it is to overeat on fresh
You
fruit?
definitely you gain a lot more weight on it, and you're so used to eating a lot of food that when you go back to like cooked food, you gotta really watch the portions.
Yeah, and that's kind of hard to do when you love eating.
Yeah, exactly. There's all these competitive eating shows out there, and like Adam Richman, I'm like, he eats like a 5-pound burger. I'm like, dude, I eat like 5 to 10 pounds of food for breakfast every day. I'm like, I think that's a natural desire. I think that's the reason why all these eating shows are so popular out there. Because people want to eat that much. They want to eat the volume, but they're eating the wrong things.
So when they eat a fruit diet, then they can get it done.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Thanks for the interview.
Oh, you got it, man.
Where can people find you?
Fruit and Strength on YouTube.
Sweet. Peace out.
Thanks.